Damn, late night action. Late night action Jackson. Where smoke signal punk ass at, man? Hey, where smoke signals punk ass at, man? Motherfucker over there eating some fish and motherfucking sticks and shit. Fish sticks and fucking green beans and shit, man. Smoke signals motherfucking ass know he's supposed to be motherfucking live, man. Damn, smoke signal know he's supposed to be live with his punk ass, man. What the fuck wrong with smoke, man? I can't believe I'm living through paradigm shifts. Shit is weird. Man, this hell smoke signal ain't motherfucking live, man. Motherfucking fish stick eating ass. Oh shit, Texas said he was blocked. You ain't blocked over here, Texas. Salute, Nasir. I don't even know what to talk about for real. I get tired of talking about this shit, but it is what it is. Smoke signal should be live, man. God damn. But the debate and our argument, which everybody is wrong on, is slave. And this shit gotta be a written script, man. That's the best I can say. This shit got to be a written script. But damn, smoke signal ain't live, man. Shit. But when I say this shit got to be a written script, I'm proud of my GED. I'm proud to make it to the 5th grade. Then went through a whole bunch of juvenile life is life. Then I made it to the 9th grade. I'm kind of proud of that shit. Like, man, it ain't that hard to motherfucking power storm, brainstorm, give your opinion on history. It's not that hard to figure this shit out. This shit is not fucking a mathematical equation. Shit ain't a motherfucking arithmetic. It's like situation football, bro. Okay. In the 1800s, who was over here? According to history. Okay. God damn. Go from there. You'll kick 99% of the world about this motherfucker. And then go off of history. But I'm just trying to say, we've been power storming for like 7 years. And I think I'm the only one that call myself a scholar in this community that, like, history should be told on a timeline. Like, a motherfucker should ask you, like, what happened in 1776, 1876, 1976? It should go hand in hand. Like, if somebody asks you what happened in 1776, they should say 1786, 1796, 1806, 1816, 1826, 1836, 1846, 1856, 1866. Motherfuckers should have some type of mental understanding of timeline history, bro. None of these motherfuckers could do it, bro. And that shit's sad. Like, we could tell nobody is aligned. Like, we've been together for like, and I've always been an outsider looking in, but we've been together for about 5 to 7 years, 8 years, some shit like that. And when you sit back and look at everybody that call themselves a scholar, I ain't just talking about the regular crew, the motherfuckers that think they OG, triple OGs around this motherfucker. Think they can sit down and people supposed to listen to them. Shit. Us scholars. Like, you see, none of us is eye to eye. That's weird. None of us is eye to eye, bro. That's some weirdo shit. But when you ask these motherfuckers what is they gonna go to the statistics, some European fiction books. They gonna go to their fucking grandmas. When the supreme law of the land is the Constitution and the statutes and codes that are connected to it. So when you get into that shit, now you got to start getting into scenarios. Now this is third down scenario football. It's 3rd and 2. Now let's put the scenario out here. It's 3rd and 2. It's scenario football. Like it don't take a mathematical science to motherfucking play scenario football. Like, goddamn. Like, okay, it's 3rd and 2. Have a running back out there, a fullback, some big ass tight ends, and maybe a receiver. You know, there's going to be a scenario. You're running the ball, or you're going to do a play action fucking bootleg. Or a quick ass pass, my nigga. Like, what the fuck? There can't be that many scenarios around this motherfucker. So when we get to scenario history and shit, you know, like bringing up scenarios and shit, like, well, what are we going to go off of and stand on? Nigga, we standing on the Constitution, the state constitution, the Constitution, my nigga. The supreme law of the land says that we're enslaved. It don't say we African Americans. There's 2 scenarios. You a slave ass nigga or you an Indian, my nigga. Them is the 2 scenarios that you could pick unless you like these people that saying, don't be black, but I'm white. These idiots, I ain't black, I'm white. All right. So when you look in the Constitution, the law, it plainly says Indian is a foreigner. It plainly says a slave is connected to the Freedmen's Bureau. Like, bro, put that in the scenario. Like in the supreme law of the land, it says the slave babies. I don't give a fuck what the slave babies is. It did not take them to another land. It says slave, enslaved. That is talking about us because it's connected to the Freedmen's Bureau. The foreign Indians are not connected to the Freedmen's Bureau, according to law. According to supreme law that all the scholars inside of our community go with, even though the Constitution ain't for us. It's the Constitution. We need to follow the Constitution. Well, in the Constitution, the Indian is a foreigner. And it is not connected to the Freedmen's Bureau. How do I do this shit, man? Salute that power. 1 second, bro. I don't know how to do this shit. Invite guests. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm saying. Mr. Smith, salute. I'm saying that everybody, even Brother Ab Power, says the Constitution. So please don't take me to the statistics, them census sheets, to the narratives of Black folks, Indians. I don't want the narratives. I want to go in law in the 1800s and let's get to some scenario football. Let's put this shit in the scenario play. We got 3 seconds on the clock. We playing basketball in the 4th quarter, and we got Seth Curry on our team, Thompson on our team, Reggie Miller on our team, and Ray Allen on our team. Scenario football. Shit. Like 3 seconds left on the clock. Who do you give it to? We can't come together on scenario football. Like them are the scenarios, bro. Like Constitution is supreme law of the land. So we all agree on that. We all follow that Freedmen's Bureau. We all agree on that. Now, the Constitution and the Freedmen's Bureau is connected to the slaves. Best I can tell you, shit. So I'm so glad Ad Power woke me up back in the day. Because I'll be cussing Donald Trump out right now. I ain't a slave, I'm a Moor, nigga. Nigga, I'm a motherfucking Moor, nigga. We ain't black and slaves, nigga. I had to sit back and think what Ad Power taught me. That's why I don't like that motherfucker sometimes. He taught me so I can't get out of it. Shit. Like, damn, that nigga did give me an equal balance of all them names are us. All them names fit under the Aboriginal or Native to America banner. All them names are indigenous to particular places in America. So if I'm going to accept Indian, which I don't like none of you motherfucking Indians, just don't like you on your YouTube personality. If I'm going to accept black, colored, Negro, man, I got to accept that slave if it's woven in the Constitution. My fault, Ad Power. My fault, brother. Young OG Ad Power. Salute, bro. My fault about that. I didn't even know you was in the back. Mr. Smith, salute. Thanks for showing up. But that's all I'm saying. Like, and if we can have simple conversations, we can move forward. Like if there's 3rd down and 2, shit, nigga. In the 4th quarter, we got to get our best scenario people out there, and we got to say, okay, it's 3rd and 2. We're going to do this play, or this play. And then we got to go over the 3 plays we all accept. Like, which one is the best one we all could go with?
My bad, Rude. I'm here. What's up with it?
Just chilling. Mad one of y'all ain't live.
I was about to crank up a free smoke, but I'm chilling, though. I see you live. We're going to get it cracking over here then. Let's go.
You know, I just, as much as I give you a little static, though, I got to always say you taught me something, man. That's why I fuck with Sanchez.
I'm trying to teach everybody something. It's a message in every bar. You feel what I'm saying? You got to know that. It's layered around here.
I just know I ain't no ass kissing. I got to give you your flowers on that. And another subject, but I'm going to jump back on this subject that I got to respect Big Dog Philly on is challenging all parts of history that they give us. Like when they give us who made the world, when they give us how the world was made, when they give us every aspect of a degree in history, I think we should go over. So that's why I got to give Sanchez his credit on. Got to give both of y'all. Y'all done taught me something. It's hard for me to say that, though, because it's hard for you to teach me. But, yeah, y'all gave me a different outlook on how to look at things, man. And, yeah, I just think that we need to – it's more than our names, who we are. But, yeah, I give y'all credit, bro.
Yeah, man. It's just about getting to the truth, man. That's all it's about. What your title is? Fba Slave Babies. Blacks Don't Want Y'all Indian History. MK Ultra Script in the Indian Aboriginal Unit. What that mean, bro? Break that shit down. Your titles be always crazy. What that mean?
Like, I've never heard a black person talk about the Indians or Jamaicans. I've never heard it. The only time I heard a black person talk about the Jamaicans back in the day, my stepbrother said, you better not go punch one of them niggas. Don't fuck with the Jamaicans. I've never heard the hood guys talk like that. Like, man, don't go fuck with them niggas. Them niggas crazy. That was the message. Like, look, they're gonna kill you. That's the only time I've ever heard somebody talk about an outsider. So when when all these people that say they ain't black, talking about, oh, I ain't black, I don't want to be black. Like, bro, nobody wants you. We don't think about you motherfuckers. We are the prime principle. Yeah, look up what the word principle is if y'all don't. We're the prime principle around here. We don't need you motherfuckers. I mean, it's like, damn, we don't like it's hurtful. Like, bro, like, is this a narrated script around here? Like, once every month y'all gotta go against the blacks for no reason. Like, like blacks don't even come to the Indian and Aboriginal community. Because you motherfuckers don't let them, and that's some weird shit though. Like,
yeah, they do. They always come to my community. Yes, they
man,
do.
stay out of it, that power.
Nah, nigga, I'm the aboriginal around here. I am the aboriginal. If you say aboriginal, you got to think about me. It's impossible not to.
I can't, like, I just said that you and you only. really, I just remember back in the day, you came with a humble way. And I mean, you don't have a humble past. Like, it ain't no punk past, but you came humble to me. Like, bro, how we gonna chill this out when we was back in the Google days? And then years later, I got your message. Even though we don't agree on everything, I said, damn, we are all them names.
We all that shit, bro.
Yeah, I got that message. Like, damn, I feel you. So I can't just be around here talking about
like I heard
more of that.
Just said earlier, and I'm like, good. I'm glad they getting it. Because I've been saying it for the last 7 years consecutively. You know what I'm saying? Aboriginal is the final boss of this shit. I'm sorry to say. That's why it ain't never been a status. That's why it's never been on your records. They can't give you that. That's the final boss.
Kermit, salute. Yeah, I gotta agree with you, bro. I remember I told you that back in the day. Like, damn, when I read that definition, I'm a wordy person.
Who the hell is Kermit the Frog? Is that the real Kermit the Frog? Let him up.
I don't know. Hit the link, bro. I don't know. Shit, I'm glad you showed up, bro.
Yeah, shout out to Kermit, man. Is that the real Kermit the Frog? That'd be dope as hell if it is. Yeah, Root Words. I've been listening to you, Root Words.
Yeah, now, like I say, man, I like the swag though, man, because I just remember we was the wannabe intellectual side of this shit.
We still is. We still is. We just gotta meet the people where we are. I'm always been the hood nigga around here dropping the signs. You feel me? And I'm a hood nigga at heart. You feel me? I'm a real gangster. You feel what I'm saying? But I understand that the information got to be implemented. We got to reach all pentacles of articulation. You feel me? We got to get into our scholarly bag. When they think that hood niggas can't, hood niggas can.
That's what's up. I swear that's what's up. One salute. Man, I like that shit too.
Yeah, I'm a hood scientist. I'm the hood scientist, nigga. We can go to every aspect of this shit.
I feel you on that. He said he had said I'm working at Sesame Street. Yeah.
He said he coming up. Check in the back. Keep checking the back. You got to keep checking
salute,
the back.
Juan. Nothing. I just be like, I could just tell when I look at YouTube, Facebook, and all these other things, there's
why you going so hard on the Indians though? I don't go that hard like you do.
I mean, but at the end of the day, when I say it, I still say I'm Indian.
Yeah, I'm Indian too. I'm American Indian. I'm Aboriginal. I'm Negro, black, colored, and all that.
Now, my grandma told me I'm Indian. I go stripping it like that.
I actually got records of one of my grandmamas being classified as an Indian in newspaper articles.
So when the person say that I go hard on the Indians, it's impossible when every time I go hard on the Indians, I say I'm an Indian. I don't ever just diss the Indians, like, because I always throw in there, look, I'm Indian too. My grandma told me that. But when I hear these people diss the blacks, they diss them, reject them, and flip out on it like it ain't a part of our history. Like,
but it's a huge part of our history. That's the part I don't like. That's the only issue I have. And I would do the same thing if someone denied the Indian history, which I've been doing it for years. I went to Sonetas and banged it out for every Indian to be proud about it. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that discredited, I banged on them. You know what I'm saying? And debated them. So if anybody discredit Indian, they get that same smoke. I just don't like nobody discredit any of our ancestral lineage.
Me too. No,
I'm a protector of the American lineage. So y'all might not like it, but I'm a protector of it, even when y'all not.
Now I gotta say, you the one that's like that though. And I ain't no meat rider. I just give people credit. I don't care. Like I'm not talking about you, but a person I could be arguing with, talking about their mom. If they say something good, I'm gonna give them credit on it. Like, look, man, that's a good point. So I've never went there with you, but I'm trying to say that you the one who try to keep telling people, look, and you made me change my ways. That's why I don't talk that Moor shit like that no more, really, because it's bigger than the Moors. We're all them names. You don't like the name Moor, but I respect that we're all them names, and you're gonna keep more out of it. But I respect we all them. We was all.
I don't have a problem with motherfuckers. Motherfuckers been calling me a Moor since I came into this community. They swear up and down I've been a Moor. I don't know why, but I never argued against it for the most part. Never challenged it because I know that they probably did call my peoples that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Copper Draco.
But it ain't on none of my records, so that's why I say I'm not a Moor. It wasn't on none of my ancestral records, and slave ain't on none of my ancestral records.
But it's in the Constitution, and it's the Freedmen's Bureau.
I mean, of course, so that means it's systematic slavery. If it's in law, that means anybody can be a slave. At that fact, I'm not putting no color to it. I'm saying anybody could be it. Nobody's limited. Nobody's limited from being a slave, my nigga.
I disagree. There's only two people that could say that they're slaves, and all the Aboriginals and Indians say I'm wrong when I say that. I'm not going to say that white people are aboriginal to America. But when some Europeans came over here, they seen some people that looked like them. That's the best way I can put it, man.
That's fucked up. I'm not even going to give you no pushback on that right now.
No, I'm not saying that they're from here.
They probably did. They probably did see some blonde hair, blue eye motherfuckers around her, but I got legitimate reason to think. I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole with your monkey ass, dude.
I'm not saying that. I'm just sticking up for the word Aboriginal, where it says the copper-colored races.
Ain't no white Aboriginal though, right?
I can't say they are or not. I'm not gonna say. I'm saying I don't think so, but I know there's been some over here for a long time. Or I don't know how to put it. Just, there's been some roaming around this motherfucker.
Are you saying there's some native whites?
I didn't say that. I can't. I know that before 1492, there's been some white folks over here having sexual encounters and commerce with the Aboriginals races.
You got some proof to that? You gonna do a build to that? Would you do a whole live stream breaking that shit down?
Hell yeah! As soon as I get another computer, man. But one thing
you can go buy a computer for $60.
I swear,
Walgreens, nigga.
I swear, I got a sorry ass excuse, and give me another week though, man. But yeah, I got to get a computer. Man, I broke all three of my computers.
That's some bullshit, bro.
I swear, that's why I don't like going live. I don't got my computer. But yeah, one of my
you just be getting mad and hitting them.
Nah, I left one outside in the rain. The other one, it failed.
Hold on. You left your computer, your laptop outside in the rain?
On the porch. My porch don't have a screen. I forgot I was outside on the porch and just left it out there. And next day, that shit just... he just knew when I picked it up.
It might be good now. You might got to try it. You might have to charge it back up again.
I tried that. Yeah, I let it sit.
Got wet and did that shit before, and that bitch came back to life. I swear to God, bro, I just checked it out of nowhere. That was my favorite computer too. It was like a few years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. And I checked that bitch out of nowhere. That bitch started like working. I was like, damn, I'm happy as hell. But yeah, you gotta check it, man. It might be good, man. You might have to check it. You can't check it like give it about a month. You know what I mean? You gotta let that shit fully dry.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
well, yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all share Root Words Live, man. Subscribe to this nigga channel, man. Even though he don't drop no type of information over this bitch. But drops. I mean, subscribe, though. He might come back.
One thing I can say that breaks history open is when you look at them Viking maps. That fucks everything up about history.
Yeah, but... And then another thing is the archaeological finding of Vikings that a lot of people don't talk about. 60% of the Viking bones that has been found has been female.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of females going around fucking niggas and just getting off on the road selling around.
I ain't saying that. I just know that according to the Viking stories and the Viking maps, the Vikings and the Moors of Spain, the ones of Spain, been coming to Cap Negro in Vinland, which is America.
So let me ask you this. Are the Vikings white or black?
I don't know.
Come on,
I
bro.
thought it was white.
You gotta give me something, brother.
According to the Mexican people back then, there was a whole bunch of different complexions down there with the aboriginals. I don't know what they was doing. Just according to that.
Man, the Vikings, man, listen, the Vikings ain't shit, to be honest. They got a unique history of seafarers. At seafarers, I will admit, they got some interesting history, but there was no real sophisticated science. It was just like bruteness. If I'm saying it right. Barbaricism. Yeah, nigga. That was barbaric.
You know,
right,
I
so easy. You still mad at your cousin? You still mad at your cousin about?
Right, Mo. I swear to God, that's the most motherfucking mad. I've never seen nobody's feelings get that hurt. I thought I got my feelings hurt sometimes.
Nah, that's my boy, though. I ain't really trigger my boy.
Bro, that was petty, man. He got mad. That was real petty, man. I was like, come on, Bright Mo. That shit is funny, bro. That's still my nigga, though. Yeah, he got hurt for no reason.
It ain't funny, bro.
That shit funny as hell. That's my nigga, bro. I ain't coming around no more. I'm on the meat writers list. Like, seriously?
Come on, even Jackie Brown made it on that motherfucking gang. She came back around. You know your motherfucking
joking, man. Joking, bro. Yeah, I like Bright Mo. Motherfucker made it up out of Detroit, doing good for his fam. Shit.
Yeah,
I know. I'm not. That's one thing I love. I like, cause I'm from the hood. I just like seeing motherfuckers do good from the hood. Like, damn, he made it up out that shit. Salute. Hard for me to go against certain people.
I fucking hate you. Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. Chief Holiday been mad as hell at me for the last couple of days. I ain't gonna lie to you. Chief Holiday been mad at his motherfucking little brother.
I don't understand why though. Like, let me make sure I say this right. As a mission from 7 years ago, if you seeing a paradigm change, you got to change with that paradigm. That's why I fuck with street niggas that's trying to change their life around and do something good. When you see the paradigm of the streets changing and you know it might be best for you to get a job or do something different, it ain't that hard to do this shit. It's the same thing in this community, bro. If you see the paradigm change, all you got to do is say black or Negro sometimes. That's it. And these motherfuckers really going against the paradigm. And I'm like, man, that shit crazy, man.
Yeah, a lot of these niggas do be going against the paradigm, though. It's always gonna be a change in this shit, bro. Just y'all starting to, some of our people in my generation starting to become the old niggas of our old generation.
Say that again.
We starting to become like the old niggas who was before us. Didn't like the new music, don't like the new culture, don't like this. Just a bunch of grumpy niggas who don't like change.
I swear, man.
Yeah, you can't be like that. Somebody said, "Bad, you been yanking up on Chief like crazy." I don't know if you just trolling your brother or what. No, Chief be come on talking that bullshit. And I tell Chief on the phone behind the scenes before you even come on, don't come on talking that bullshit. He come right on talking that bullshit. Me and Chief talk like this behind the scenes, man. Y'all don't even know. We get on the phone, smoke a backwood. He be cussing me out. He be mad at a motherfucker.
As much as I don't like Chief's personality, I admire an OG that got something started. I admire little things about him and not pause, my nigga, nothing like that. That nigga ugly as hell. But I'm just trying to. But what I'm saying is, I remember he's the first person, you know, you might not agree with this. He was like, man, on Signetters, I remember we was over there. I said, wow. He said, man, slavery fake, man. Or he said, man, slavery told wrong, man. We ain't slaves, man. We the people of America. He done said a lot of little things that he done pushed this movement ahead. And I remember he used to be on here for hours on hours for weeks pushing this movement ahead. So as much as I can say something bad about him, I got to say something good about that nigga. That nigga is a staple, bro.
Nah, yeah, Chief Holiday is a pillar in the community for sure. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Chief, you feel me? He my OG. But shit, you know, new days, new times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
Chief
just
be coming along with that bullshit. But he got a legitimate argument for like to a certain extent. But he just go overboard with it, man. Cause he'll tell me he understand what I'm saying, but then say fuck it. No, nigga, you can't do that.
no, you really can't. I don't know. I try to stick to the information now because it's out there. Thank you for
And
bringing
plus,
that
we
paradigm.
debating. We debating in November, face to face debate in Atlanta. 3 Millie hosting it at the 3 Millie Studios is going down.
I swear to God, if y'all do some shit like that, man, I'll put at least a band in it. Let me show up. Just know nobody should come acting crazy towards me. Now,
No,
I'll blow my gun. I'll
it's gonna
support
be
that
a
shit.
real controlled environment. Me and Chief face to face debate.
I promise on my life, I'll put some band. I can't say bands, but I'll put at least a band somewhere around there on that shit, and I'll be there. That shit would be live. I thought that shit was hard, and I'll be looking at 3 Milli because they on my YouTube sometimes.
Well, that's my boy. I got another 3 Millie interview set up real soon. Y'all see me over there, man. Real soon. So shout out to them, man, doing their thing.
Once again, if you ever about to do some shit like that, whether I'm there or not, I'll support that shit.
I'm always at 3 Millie, man. I did my last one. When I was there, I put Chief in the play when he came into Atlanta. I was like, "Are you coming to Atlanta? I'm gonna line something up while you in Atlanta." I called 3 Millie. Look, my OG coming in town. He like, "Oh, your master teacher type shit." I'm like, "Yes, he coming into town. You gotta get him on the channel." You feel what I'm saying? His shit went crazy. Chief Holiday had like 100K over there on the 3 Millie channel. So you know he doing this thing. It was a nice alley-oop. Definitely like to see him back over there, and you know more. This is gonna be a debate. This is gonna be a lecture. We're gonna get our debate in first. Then we're gonna go in and tag team on this lecture as it comes to the American peoples and this indigenous culture and liberation. But yeah, we got a debate lined up. And and Chief slick too. He don't answer questions. Chief know everything except for the questions that I asked him.
That shit, yeah. Where's that located at? Is it in Atlanta or some shit?
Yeah, it's in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. It's in it's in the historical district.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's in the historical district. I think the streets is like solid brick. You know what I mean? Like real made brick from niggas. You feel me? So yeah, it's a really dope vibe over there, man. Y'all stop by and hit the little clothing store where we got a lot of the belt clothing at too, man. Go get y'all some merch right around the corner and all that. You know, I got my clothes down there in Atlanta, man.
No, that might be dope, motherfuckers. Like I might need to meet up with somebody because I can have a couple of my homies roll with me down there.
Yeah, man, pop up, bro. Next time we in Atlanta, we doing that, man. It's always a good time, bro. You know what I mean? I take care of all the aborigines that come out for the most part, bro. It ain't never been a time niggas came out and meet me and they ain't got paid for nothing. Everything good. I got it. I got it. You feel me? So just pop out. We have a good time. We eat good. We enjoy the moments. And if you come out early enough, we hit the historical areas. We go to mound sites. Yeah, man, we do a lot. We make a whole day a day. You feel me?
Damn, that might be the debate spot now. That might be the new Sinetter spot if motherfuckers do that, right?
Yeah, or at least a good podcast area to have these discussions in a controlled environment. You feel what I'm saying?
See, that's why I say it's our fault as OGs. Not even putting that in there unless you want to, though. We should have more books. Like, I don't like Top Cat's book. But yeah, that place right there, that's a dope ass starting situation for the Aboriginal.
Top Cat, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Listen, everybody come out. I just feel like I go anywhere. I pop my shit on the internet, and I'm like this in real life too. So I advise no trolls that be popping talking shit not to pop out though, because somebody might be on y'all ass.
That's all I can say is shit.
Yeah,
Everybody,
I can't save y'all now, but I do. Inside of the environment that you're going to, I can guarantee your safety. But outside the event and shit, like I can't guarantee that. You feel me? But yeah, man, everybody gonna have a good time, man. Everybody, it's always a good time.
like I said, I wouldn't mind showing up to a controlled event. As soon as I leave, motherfucker better play it safe.
Man,
best I can tell you, better play it safe. Come across the street with me, my nigga. Gonna play around that motherfucker. But yeah, I'll show up, nigga.
Yeah, man. It's always a good time, man. A couple niggas, man, always show up. You feel me? Job Bricks always show up. I Can Do It All always show up. You feel me? Chickahominy Roots always show up when I'm in the A. Wolf done pulled up the last few times I've been there. You know what I'm saying? Buffalo pull up when I'm in the city. Who else pull up when I'm in the city? Shit, that's about it. I be forgetting to hit everybody up, and then again, I don't be live when I be in the city neither. I never really go live. Y'all notice I never really go live when I travel to these cities. I don't know why, but I was gonna go live the other day when I was in Delaware. I was in Delaware and Philly, and I had pulled up the Umar Johnson School. It started raining. I was literally about to go live and see if we can get Umar to pop outside. It was a few cars out there too, so pretty sure one of them motherfuckers was his.
He got a school?
Yeah, he got two schools, like they right across the street from each other in Delaware.
I didn't know I thought he just schemed people out of his money.
No, he got a real school, and he been in there working. I know he been there like every day. So next time I'm up there, I'm gonna try to bump into him.
I don't like him, but yeah, that'll be a nice little back and forth. Because everybody getting the paradigm is changing, if that's the right way to say it.
Bright Mo, you still my nigga, man. You know that gang. Don't be talking shit in the chat. You still my Brody. You still my Brody.
But yeah, according to the Vikings, though, bro, just history changed, man. There's been barter and trading going on around this motherfucker for a long time.
Yeah, it's been some motion. Let me just say that. I ain't saying we've been getting shit from nobody, but I'm saying we've been having some motion. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, like ever since, and that's crazy how I look at them maps, and they called America Vinland, according to the Vikings, man. And where they got Vinland at, that's Cap Negro, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
How you get that? How you get that? How you like make that make sense to me? How you get Vinland to Cap Negro? Like how you can connect that?
Like ven is a word like in Spanish, Portuguese that means in or out. Like when you ventilate something, it's in and out. It's a ven, it's a vine, it's in and out, up and down. It goes in and out and all around. But when you look at the Viking maps, any Viking maps, just look at Viking maps of 1,000, Viking maps of 900, Viking maps of 1,200 after death, and it'll specifically show you that the northern passage from Europe to America. And it plainly shows you where they hop from Greenland and go directly to Vinland, which when you look on the map today, it's just called Cap Negro. Like it's called El Bay. It's really called Cap Negro, and the bay is called El Bay. That shit is crazy.
Where you get these maps? Man, I wish you could screenshot and show this shit, bro.
I swear I wish I could too, man. But it's easy. It's Google easy. Viking maps. Like it ain't even it. Yeah, Viking maps. It's going like all of them got it. Every last one of them. Hold on, man. How did I miss this?
It's a Cap Negro.
No, it says Vinland. And then when you look on the map, you'd be like, oh, that's Cap Negro.
I don't know what Cap Negro is. I never heard of that.
Type Cap Negro. It would Cap Negro or EEL Bay. That's weird. I mean, ain't no wrong with Negro de Terra, but there's Cap Negro too.
Listen. Cap Negro. Cap Negro.
Cap Negro, bro.
Cap Negro. Nova Scotia. Located in southwest tips of Nova Scotia, Shelburne County was the mainland of El Bay. Get the fuck out of here. Formerly known as Cape Negro. This is a part of the province connected to the mainland by a narrow sandy strip, like a little island. Cape Negro was like a little island. Had like a little bridgeway that was open most of the year. Damn, I never heard of that. Cape Negroes, El Bay. Get the fuck out of here. El Bay. El Bay. El Bay. That's what it said. It said the mainland community of El Bay. What are you trying to say, Reverse?
That according to history, Negro de Terra
Didn't just
had
apply
at a meeting point, and it's called Cap Negro. And they've been meeting with them white folks for a long time, if that's the right way to say it. And the Muslim Moors of Europe. That's the best I can say. I can't. When I see something, I can't hide it no more. I can't even. I don't know how to sugarcoat it. Like, hold on, man. This is. I looked that shit up. It fucked me up. Like, and I love when y'all be saying Cap Negro. I mean Negro de Terra. I love that shit because I be like, man, I could just say Cap Negro and Negro Point. People don't even know Negro
shit.
Point.
It's the same shit.
Same shit. I'll be like, damn, man, this is Negro land, bro.
Yeah, this is a Negro continent, man.
Best I can say, yeah. And that shit will line up. They used to call that shit Vinland, the incoming, outcoming. Yeah. Nobody talk about the Northern history. I just looking at history different. Like, man.
That would have been the ports to keep everything fresh, to get it into the oceans, and you would have had a shorter trip.
And a safer trip. Because till today.
Yeah, because Northern Atlantic going across those Channel Islands ain't as rough as going across the Mid-Atlantic. You feel what I'm saying? You hit those Channel Islands, you can stop periodically. You ain't nowhere to stop in the middle of that Mid-Atlantic. Ain't nowhere to stop.
And it's just like Port Authority.
Yeah, you,
like
you can't even take a break to get fresh water going through the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, like there's islands, like there's Iceland, Vinland, Greenland, Faroe Islands, the British Islands, and if you have like Ireland, the same thing goes on Ireland. But what I'm saying is,
you got Scotland, Ireland, Wales. That's leading all the way up to England. Them are all part of the Channel the Channel Islands. I think that's what they call them.
But what I'm saying is, there's always been a Coast Guard, and whenever you look at Coast Guard channels or National Geographics, they could, like, when the waves leave your land, if there's a piece of land like less than 100 miles away, they could tell you when that wave is going to hit that land. Like if your boat somewhere, like if your boat crashed right there in the ocean, they're like, well, when did it crash? And they can mathematically add up where it's at due to the waves and the currents. So what I'm saying is, that's from back then till today, everybody takes the Northern Passage because you can patrol, like you said, them islands. Like, hold on, this boat left Scotland at 10 o'clock at night. It's supposed to show up in England 2 hours later. And if it don't, the mathematics going to say they in trouble.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So it's, the mathematics add up when nobody was crossing the Atlantic Ocean back in the day. They was using the Northern Passage until metal boats.
Yeah, the scattered islands is what they call. You see what I'm saying? They'll make their big voyage out, collect on all the water in Greenland, hit Iceland, double back and hit Scotland. You know what I'm saying? Hit Wales. And they good the whole trip. They getting food and water the whole time. No struggle, no big waves, no nothing. Easy ride.
And it's a borderline 9/11. They're like, hold on, motherfucker, that they know your ship ain't show up in the time it's supposed to show up, they're gonna come looking for you.
And they know exactly, pretty much precisely where to look. Hit these islands, they gotta be right here in this area somewhere. Hit the next spot, hit the next, you know what I'm saying? They already know. That's why when you start looking, where did fucking George Washington come in? Through the north. Benjamin Franklin. You feel what I'm saying?
That's how I look at history. There's a whole different history out here, bro. It's even called the Northern War.
The French came in directly from the north. They came in from Canada and hit Detroit.
The 9 colonies came from the north.
Mm.
And before it was the Massachusetts and the Virginia, that shit was the Arcadian and Canadian fucking proprietor colonies. All that shit come from the north. Nothing come out the Atlantic Ocean unless it's a Spanish ship.
With Moors on it.
Who cares? Yeah, Moors, whites, just some wooden boats just jumped in the Atlantic Ocean without a safeguard.
But niggas, there was boat makers too, though. We got some of the most famous boat makers in America, bro.
I agree.
Niggas like Paul Cuffey, James 14, Absalom Jones. These niggas was like master ship makers, is what they call them.
When you look in the Bible, I ain't going there, and I haven't been on that shit for years. But when you look at Salem and Jerusalem is Jericho and Salem compounded together. And when you look at Salem, America, is it Salem, Virginia, or Salem? It's one of them places way up there that was real iconic back in the colony days. When you really look at that city, that was like, they say, the last boat making city. And you can tell whoever Jericho is connected with Salem, and everything went to hell.
That was in Jersey. That would have been in Jersey, bro. That's the boat making city, bro. Jerusalem is Jersey.
Yeah, there's a lot of history.
Yeah, they used to call Jericho or Jerusalem New Jerus. That's what New Jersey come from, New Jerus.
I used to be really on that putting Bible people to places though, but when I found out that there was like 18 to 25 missing books in there, it just threw me off. Like, damn, I did all this shit. And
yeah, they describing ancient people, different things from over times in different lands all throughout the Americas. So when you start reading about the segment of Mary that's in the Bible, they talking about Maryland. When they start talking about her being a virgin, and that say they talking about Virginia.
I gotta agree. When I looked at, like, everybody do it now, and I fell off of it though. And I ain't gonna say I was the first. I just know I ain't really seen nobody look at the Capet bloodline and the house of the Carthaginians, the Carolinians, the Carolithians, and I forget the other ladies, the houses. I'm the one who explored, and I still think I'm the only one that explored. When you go all the way back to the 1700s and 1600s, there was the Brazilian Empire, which, okay, that's just what they called it. It was the Brazilian Empire, which was, I'm throwing my hypothesis on this now. When you look at all these houses, no, this ain't a hypothesis right here. When you look at all these houses, these are cities. Every last house, the House of Capet, all these places, these are particular cities with castles there. So I don't care if you was under an Indian territory, a slave territory, a Khan, a Muslim great, a Christian great. Everybody had a territory with cities on it before any imaginary line, according to the bloodlines. So when you follow all these bloodlines before the 1600s, there's something that's called the Brazilian Empire. And that was the only thing over here then. So right there, you're proving that there was cities over here with castles. And then in 1776, it says the House of Mary. And then in whenever Mexico was made, it says the house of Pedro.
Now, where the house of Burry at? Where the house of Burry at?
It's just a coincidence that when you look at what I'm trying, my point is when you look at the houses in Europe, all them houses are dealing with beautiful cities.
Yeah, but none of them can link it to the name. The House of Mary is the White House. The White House is in between Maryland and Virginia. Literally, they had to give up pieces of both states to create Washington, D.C.
I'm saying before you get
I'm saying before DC, listen, Root, before DC, you can go to maps in the 1600s, 1500s that show a place called Noruega. It's on the map. Noruega is exactly where DC is, and they got castles and buildings already been depicted.
And see, that's all I'm trying to do is strengthen the subject that we had a form of principalities on the king level over here, because when you look at the European houses before the imaginary lines of counties, shires, and states, there was always cities over there of greatness. But when you follow the house of Capet, the house of the Carolinians, but it was really the Carolinthians, and there's another house, but I forget the name of it. They come back to the Brazilian Empire in the 1500s, 1600s. So I'm saying that the same thing that went on in Europe is the same thing that was going on over here.
Right, yeah. Because I remember I read some shit some years ago, and I'm about to go back down that rabbit hole because I don't really go into South American history too much like that. But I ran across some shit in the 1500s where they was taking Brazilian warriors to Angola.
There's always weird history like that it's too weird for me to think about. You know what I'm saying? I can't align it. There's always been some weird ass.
Well, shit, taking niggas from Brazil to Angola.
No, it's like when you look at houses. My fault for keep emphasizing that. When you look at houses and you try to get on my level, whether I'm right or wrong, try to get on my level. When I say houses, everywhere there's a city today in Africa, America, Europe, Asia, them cities been around since. I don't even know how far to take it back.
Well, I agree with that to a extent. I say if your city been around since then, like you saying, it got to have proof that it's been around. The proof that it's been around is the castle buildings. That's proof that belonged to an older city that just was built on top of. You got to have a castle there. If you don't got no castle, that ain't no old city. That shit new.
Yes, and as much as I don't like Africa's history,
they got castles.
There you go. And it always links to Brazil. And that's why it's just spooky. Like, how the fuck? It's woven in their history.
Once you start reading sources saying that the people from Africa came from South American Indians, all the inventions came from South American Indians, then it makes sense then, huh?
I just know, yeah, like you said, there's always been some type of weird connection with Brazil and Africa, but I don't know how to explain it unless I get into the houses. Then when you get to the houses, you can say, okay, well, a city in Brazil is most likely a sister city in Cap, South Africa, and them cities around there. Just like Baltimore is a sister city to Normandy. Just like all of our cities always was doing trade with other cities around the world. That's just how I look at history. But they always kick America's trade and greatness out of it and put it somewhere else. That's just my, like when they put the Moors in the story of the Moors. Oh, the Moors was these European and African settlers that ran the world. I know that's American history. Just like when they put the Hindustan, the Indians over there. Oh, the Indians back in the day was the motherfuckers that had the East Indian Corporation that was selling around the world, and they was the ones that made all these great structures like the Aztecian structures and the goddamn Mayan structures and the structures over there in the middle. In Hindustan. Like, nah, y'all know that shit from America. So there's plenty of stories that Even the word Judah. Everybody know that Judah was an American man going around a marshal, because Judah is the lawman, a jurisdiction. We had jurisdiction to go around the world and arrest your ass.
Judah is the judicial system.
Got that right. That's just my interpretation.
If it say Ju, if it start off with Jew, in the beginning is dealing with law.
Yeah.
It's dealing with contracts.
Bondage.
It's dealing with swindleness.
I can't say it's always swindleness, but yeah, it's a good swindle.
If you look up what the word Jew means, it means to swindle somebody, to do a bad deal.
Yeah, but that's just a connotative meaning of Jude.
That's etymology.
No, I'm saying that the word is J-U-D, and then you can get off into the word J-U-R, which is like jurisdiction, and J-U-S, which is like just Sangus and everything. It comes from Jude, so they'll go to Jew. Jew connotatively mean what Jude mean. It's law, it's contract, but you know, when you're dealing with the Jews, they're gonna swindle you. But if you're outside of the Jewish contract, all the other people ain't gonna swindle you like the Jews.
Like if I say just, right? Like just J-U-S, that's dealing with law. Somewhere in there, you can look it up, it's dealing with law. You see what I'm saying? If you bring up judo, you know what judo is?
Yeah, martial law. Martial arts law.
Martial law, bro. I mean, not martial law, but it's a law of fighting.
Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, another art and law of science. You see what I'm saying? You can go through all the words that start with Jew and just, you will see this shit, bro.
Yeah, it's pretty spooky. Yeah, that's all. And then when we get to, who cares what we was called in the 1800s? I don't give a fuck. But whoever was roaming around here, I like how I put that. Whoever was roaming around this motherfucker knew that they knew who the Romans was, and the structure of American law is off that Latin shit. I don't care if we the Latins or not, the blacks.
That's who was coming over here, bro. In the 1500s was the Romans.
No, they wasn't high power.
Yes, they was.
Okay. The Spanish was coming over here. The Portuguese. Where the Romans?
No, they was calling them Portuguese, but these people were coming from Spain. They were coming from out. They came from ported from Spain, but they were really from Italy. Rome is in Italy. When you look up people like Christopher Columbus, he's from Italy. He's Roman, my nigga. Facts.
He's Italian.
Where's Italian? Where's Italy at?
In Italy, in Europe.
Well, no, I'm saying Italy used to be called what though?
Italy.
No, Italy was called Rome, sir. You didn't know that?
The church is called the Roman Church. Them people are not Roman.
Vatican City. I'm not talking about Vatican City. The entire Italy and Sicily was considered Rome, bro. Look it up. I'm not even bullshitting you, bro.
I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. I'm saying listen to yourself. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just like, when I listen to you, you telling me that Sicilians and Italians are not Sicilians and Italians.
That's what they call them now. Just like they call Iranians today. But back in the day, they would have called them Persian. You know what I mean? Iraq would have been called Babylon back in the day. You see what I'm saying? I'm putting the historical names to the modern day places today.
Now, see, this is this easy for me to say. I'm not saying you're right. I'm saying, man, you made a hell of a point right there. But I still can't see how a small place that's smaller than Massachusetts, that's the size of New Jersey, could be called Rome, and it don't have the manpower, the know-how today to be no Roman
Well, Rome
Shit.
was like America though, so it wasn't just that 10 square miles. It was like the United States. You know, how the United States is really just that little bit of place in DC, but they really everywhere. They in Hawaii, they in Alaska, they in Puerto Rico. That's how the Romans operated, bro.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm just trying to say when it comes to Roman, they said that if you was in Italy and a Roman Caesar or somebody was in North Africa, they could call up like 50,000 troops in the matter of a month. Yeah. Italy is not big enough. It don't have that enough manpower to even think about being a Roman.
Well, you got to realize the Roman had control of down there half of the Mediterranean, and they had spots in Rome, parts in Jerusalem. And their main headquarters, like I said, was what we call Vatican City, Sicily, and Italy. Those places dominantly was the main headquarters of the Romans.
Like according to their history, that's what they're saying. So I'm not trying to I'm into your mind. I'm understanding what you're saying. I just hope you can try to get into my mind. That's the equivalent of Ohio, the state I'm from, waking up one day and saying we're about to take over the other 48 states that's connected to us. That's impossible. We're too small.
You got to think about it, though. When you look at the Romans, they were super advanced than anybody of them other European nations. Think about it. Outside of Rome, none of them European places had plumbing. They didn't have plumbing, brother. They didn't even have baths. The Romans overly took baths, and they overly had advanced plumbing. None of the other European nations outside of Rome had that. So that lets you know, just off of the small archaeology that we found, that they were superior in technology and advancements. You feel me?
Power. Europe still today don't have great plumbing.
Ain't no Romans there though.
Power. We're the only place in the world where every inch of that motherfucker got great plumbing.
Oh, so you saying that the Romans were aboriginal, my nigga?
According to the definition of aboriginal.
Yeah, you like that. You like when I pull that up, don't you? Yeah, according to aboriginal, they are the Romans, right?
According to aboriginal.
That's what I've been saying. You feel me? Now you getting into my head, and you feel me? You feel me? I'm saying that the Romans was the niggas from America. So when I say that niggas was coming back to America in the 1500s, that's who they calling the Moors. That's who they calling Christopher Columbus. These were the Romans. Some of them was mixed breed, some of them was still purebred. But these were actually Americans that left America. Remember, we went out to trade, set up shop, doing business. These was the ones who came back.
See, I'm saying that according to my ideology,
go ahead.
Since 700 after death until 1850, the capital of the world was in America somewhere.
Yeah.
And then after the Civil War, that's when all this reconstruction happened. Now, I'm not saying I'm right on everything. I'm saying I'm just like, I think most of that greatness was over here first. That's all.
We was the capital of castles. We was the capital of capitalism. We was the capital of industry. And I do believe that before the Civil War, the empires were still obviously seen. You can see the evidence. They went around destroying it during the Civil War. And what was left, they auctioned it off to the highest bidder in the Eastern European nations in the disguise of the World's Fair. See, the World's Fair was them auctioning that shit off to the highest bidder.
I'm like, just the way I look at it is when I look at these houses, like the House of Capet, the House of Carroll, all the houses I just said, that's saying that there was some type of old world Catholicism going on. But there wasn't that the leader wasn't from Italy. Yeah, like it was universal.
Nah, they was from Rome, Georgia.
Like I said, I can't put the whole puzzle together. But when we come to the Freedmen's Bureau right there, the whole world got out of third world civilization off that Freedmen's Bureau.
Yeah, the Freedmen's actually created the first public schools.
I'm talking about when you say that your people history is getting hidden and y'all was the ancient Wall Street. That's saying a lot.
Yeah, the Freedmen's bank account had more money than any bank account any time that they were operating at one point in time. They were overly rich.
Yeah, we were so rich we didn't even know what rich was.
Right. We didn't know what rich or poor was. We didn't know. Niggas just had that shit.
Yeah. We didn't understand what you mean. You about to go buy a bag of apples. You take your ass over there. And my opinion of it, I think that's where Jesus went wrong. My opinion is when Jesus got birth from Mary with his motherfucking floating on water ass with the boats and all the goddamn goods, he got too greedy.
And they smoked his ass.
They took on his system. Everybody took on the system of Jesus.
I'm gonna be back on, Rook. I gotta run real quick. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Shit, go live. Shit, we'll take it on till 12. Shit.
All right, we'll see what we can do. Shit.
All right. This nigga about to go to sleep, man. He like my son. And he cannot handle past 11 o'clock, man. I'll be laughing at I ain't seen my son in a second, but well, I don't give a fuck what he doing. I mean, we was at the 4th of July. That nigga damn near fell asleep in the middle of the park. I said, boy, can I stay awake past 11 o'clock? That's some good train shit. But yeah, just my opinion, just how I be looking at history, man. Just damn, I don't even want to talk now. Shit. Shit, just my train of history is I'm looking at the whole world like I'm looking at it today. Well, you can't look at it today because today the world is not under Catholicism. And Catholicism just means universal. There's not a universal principle going on in the world today. There's a tri-verse going on. There's a there's a quadrant verse going on, which means there's 3 to 4 different kings or powerful energy that's trying to fulfill the void of one powerful energy. So like maybe 10 years ago, we was under the Marxist system. It was a universal way. Under Marxism, you can go to the capitalism, communism, authoritarianism. There was all the isms. What the world is under today, Marxism. But now you're seeing it's breaking off and the Muslims trying to get in there, motherfuckers trying to break it off. And it's so when I say that we're under a universal way, I'm not looking at the dogma of it. I'm looking at uni, which means one, and verse, which means what's spoken or what's written. You under one law, one speech. And before 1850, there was a universal harmony. One law, one speech. And it was dealing with, let me make sure I say this right. It was dealing with the houses. When you look at all these houses, like the house of Capet, the house of everybody, houses was all throughout the world, which means there were cities there. But they fucked up when you look at the house of Capet and the house of the Carolinians, it puts the Brazilian Empire, the Pedro Empire, Mary Empire, and I forget the name that they call Canada. There's a name up there. The year that these countries was made, they put Mary there, Pedro for Mexico. So they've proven that we had houses over here. That's the only thing I'm trying to prove. Is all this information we got, we can't put ourselves to a prime principle like our genealogy says. Genealogy is connected to principalities. Genealogy is connected to the houses. That's why the Latin language, the mother language of all the European languages, American English, English, German, and all that shit, you got to go through the Franco. Franco, which means you got to go through the freedman. Franco, which means you got to not be servile. You got to go through the Franco-lingua. You got to take the Latin Franco-lingua, Franco, which means freedman, free, not servile. French. Quit calling them people, call yourself the Frenchman. But anyway, when you take it from there, Franco Freedman, when you take these words, damn, I lost my thing. Franco Freedman. Damn, I lost my motherfucking train of thought. See, that's why I need that power. French Franco. When you go to the 1800s, damn, I lost my motherfucking train of thought. And you go to the houses. When they changed the language up to get French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and all this stuff, it comes from the Franco-lingua, which means they freed themselves from Latin. They freed themselves from it. And they said we're about to become the Latin's children, the Romance language. So ain't no way Italy, the child, can be the mother and father too. There's no way that Latin can come from Italy, because Italy is the child of Latin. It's a Romance language. So when you look at all this history, and then you look at every city in America got way more castles than Europe. When you look at America history, South America, Central America, the adjoining islands, when you just look at anywhere around this motherfucker, you can be like, hold on, man. We was a part of these houses too. And that's how I look at history. Like, bro, if you can't put a city to history, man, get out of here. I don't know what happened, Juan, but the more and more I look into it, they call it the crack of the egg. All you got to do is look up everybody's crack of the egg, bro. Every country got a crack of the egg, bro. When you look at these people crack of the egg, it come from the river. It come from a cave. So that's what the universal principle is about. Like an egg is solid. So when you look at America, it's still solid, which means every day, 3 to 4 times a day, them bells ring on a universal principle. And that's how the world used to be, under one ring, one tone. And when two cities go against each other, that cracks the egg. It's not in harmony no more. Floods about to happen. Cities all around about to get fucked up over these two people in a war. And something catastrophic happened with the old world structure, which I mean by, it's like somebody went to war today and they knocked off everybody's electric, like they used the EPM or whatever it's called, and it knocked out the world's fucking electricity. Something happened back then like that. Like something happened to America, to the world's electricity or the underground shit, and it fucked it up. I can't put my finger on it, but you can put that. You can go to the Black Sea, the Meridian Sea. You can go to northern Africa that sits thousands of feet below sea level. You can go to Yellowstone National Park, and there's all other places where they know these places is about to come. Nature is about to come back and take on what it's supposed to be doing. And I don't know what it's supposed to be doing. But I'm just my hypothesis is yes, there was something catastrophic happen. And they might be, if we sit down and talk about this shit, we might could brainstorm or come up with scenarios of what's going to happen tomorrow or the next time. Because after I'm talking about this, that's what they're pumping the world up for, and that's crazy. That's what exactly they're pumping the world up for. And this is just a scenario I'm bringing up, a 4th and 1. Okay, hand the ball off to Jerome Bettis. This is my scenario, which is going to get us a first down. Is that all these people know that it's bigger than the black folks, the white folks, and every country now is in chaos. No, I'm talking about chaos of Caesar Cincinnati. When you look up Caesar Cincinnatius, that's his name, Caesar Cincinnatius, that was the person to bring divide and conquer. Just look up Caesar Cincinnatius, city of Cincinnati, nowhere else in the world is Cincinnati, and then look up divide and conquer. That's where shit comes from. But anyway, that's what they're doing to every city and every place in the world is they divide and conquering motherfuckers. Like, damn. But you could tell that it's bigger than people. Everybody talking about the propaganda to get rid of a whole bunch of people, to bring chaos to where you have to fulfillingly submit to this great hope that's about to come. And they see Trump, nobody fucking with Trump no more. These leaders, everybody around the world, they don't even like their leaders. Everybody is getting trumped around here. So they got to move to the next stage. The next stage is scare the fuck out of everybody. Get them out the way. They're going to put some crazy country in charge like the Muslims. And they're going to say, fulfill this goddamn it shit. And we're going to give you a whole bunch of land and a whole bunch of territory. And if you don't motherfucking fulfill this dream and this fucking prophecy, we're going to kill you. So I'm looking at the Muslims right now. They're going to blame it on the Muslims and shit. They're going to come over to America and set some weird shit off. And the government going to orchestrate a New Orleans around the world. What's a New Orleans around the world? All you got to do is look around the world when a lot of water comes. That's because they opened up a whole bunch of motherfucking flood walls. They opened up a whole bunch of dams and reservoirs, man. That's all it means is they said, open them up, nigga. And it looked like if it looked like what it's coming down to, if we all don't bow down to Donald Trump and his plan and the access of evil plan, they gonna open up them floodgates, man. They ain't gonna try to kill us off. They just trying to put us in the contract. They just trying to make sure the next time this contract comes around, this coronavirus, this virus of the kings and queens and crowns, and you're gonna fully agree that, look, I need help. There's gonna be some knight in shining armor come around, probably from fucking the Middle East or fucking from Jerusalem, some goddamn where. And that's it. And you could tell for the last like 7 to 8 years, they've been trying to pull their schemes off, but they're not working because whoever they put in charge, like when they try to put China in charge to take over shit, China said, look, man, I don't even want that smoke, man. No, I do not want that smoke. When they try to put Russia in charge, Russia said, nah. I ain't about to run off in America. Nah, I ain't gonna be the one in history to be blew up America. Nah. When shit, nobody else is like powerful enough except for the Middle East. And you can see they letting the Middle East, the Arabian Spring, come around and do their little shit. And now they're going against the Muslims and all this shit, and it's building up. But it ain't the Muslims, it's just the CIA and these radical ass powerful people that's trying to get full power. Full power. And y'all can tell Trump ain't working. Trump had me hit. Their last lie is their Trump card. Like, white people don't like Trump no more. Nobody likes Trump no more. He lied to us. He hurt our feelings. There's nobody else left to run this motherfucker that gives us inspiration unless it's like Jay-Z or fucking Adrian Peterson or somebody, or fucking Oprah Winfrey or somebody. Yeah, you know, you're gonna have to get some actor or some shit. So they're gonna have to move to Plan B. Fuck this motherfucker up. Am I saying I'm right? No, I'm just giving my scenario on 4th and 1. Shit. 4th and 1 means Trump is about to get back in office. When these votes come around again and Trump ain't allowed to vote again, ain't allowed to be president again, shit about to get interesting because nobody wants to know. We don't even know nobody else. Nobody else about to run for office and we're gonna be like, okay, we trust you. That ain't gonna happen. We're gonna have to move to Plan B around this bitch. I ain't even seen y'all talking in here. I'm up here rolling the blunt. Salute, call me B. Salute. I didn't even know you was in here, brother. Wealth and normal, the old world paradigm. Historians call it the dark ages. Yeah, something happened, Juan. I don't know what happened back then, man. I can't put my finger on it. But if I had to put my money and a scenario on it, Juan, a scenario, which we all need to bring scenarios and see what best scenario would get us the first down on 4th and 1. But my scenario is that shit was dealing with the waters above and the waters below that's dealing with the springs. I don't know why they call them springs, because springs pop water up and down. I think it was something dealing with the nature that, just my opinion of it. That's just my opinion of it. And you could tell because the story of Jesus always, when you get the real story of Jesus, another scenario story of Jesus, yes. Another scenario that I listen to, they'll say Jesus was the story of the Vikings. And when you look at a Viking map, Jesus left Vinland and went all the way and he stretched his motherfucking powers all the way to Israel. He stretched his powers to the Meridian, to the Median Sea. He stretched his powers all the way to the Caspian Sea. So when you go right them in them areas, you start looking at that land. And like 6 months out the year in the Caspian Sea and the Median Sea, Mediterranean Sea, whatever it is, you can't drive. It like fills up like the state of Ohio. It turns into a lake. There's great pictures where there's castles in the middle of it, where when it fills up, you can see how the world used to be. Like there's great pictures in the world. Damn, I wish I had my computer so I wouldn't have to freestyle this shit. Like there's places in Eastern Europe where a place like New Hampshire, a small ass state, fills up with water, and it's called a Median Sea. It's called the Black Sea. Them seas over there, they're not there half a year, but there's castles and just regular dirt land right there. And then half a year, you'll see them walled cities, and you'll be like, no way. That's how we used to live. Through the ebb and flow, we used to have walled cities everywhere. And you could just my hypothesis is we broke that ebb and flow system. Maybe it's some inventions or something, but just, yeah, it's something catastrophic happened. That's like today. What you call it, Chernobyl? Like it was something like Chernobyl. Like motherfuckers was dealing with a new science and fucked up. But yeah, that's my opinion of it. Fire and floods. Yeah, fire and floods. But when you get the fire though, fire is for real wars. Floods is to conquer without a war. You can conquer the state of Ohio. Like I'm in Columbus, like I live in Columbus. There's something called the Olentangy River, and it's in the city right above Columbus called Africa. And it sits at Hoover Dam. If they opened up Hoover Dam, if a fucking a terrorist blew up Hoover Dam, that would put Central Ohio and most of Southern Ohio in the hospital for weeks. It ain't funny. It will be. That's why I try to say there's difference in fires and floods. A fire ain't gonna stop shit. A fire is for wars. Floods is the motherfucking conquer. I'm about to conquer your asses. We're gonna We're gonna motherfucking we gonna put everything underwater. Shit. And then we're gonna ride in with our boats. But yeah, I think that's what they're giving. You say EMPs. I think they're giving the Muslims or Netanyahu's cousins and them giving the Muslims or China the EMPs, and Cuddy showed all them goddamn drones that's in unison. Somehow, some way, that shit gonna find its way in America, and it's gonna be like them houses. The houses is about to go to war. They ain't about to knock off everybody. They about to just try to make it back a universe under one principality. And they see that America and a lot of these countries ain't really feeling the shit, even though we going along with the shit. They know that spiritually we don't like this shit. So yeah, I see them doing some type of EMP shit, and then blaming it on the Muslims or China. Blow some shit up and say the Russians are coming, just so everything could do a malfunction and fuck up, and then we'll be so much under pressure that we'll have to bow down to something. That's just the only way I see it working. Like, they can't commit fires and go to war in America because there's too much vast land and there's too much roadkill and fishes. So you really can't make America submit like that. There's just too much roadkill, too many fishes. In 2 months, you can have like 12 bunnies. So it's going to be hard to make the Americans as a whole suffer like that. Like, hey, okay, fuck it. Play with us if you want. But if you put everybody underwater, oh my God, help, niggas, help. That'll knock America off its hinges if they open up these dams. I don't see no other way. Because if you hit New York and you hit California, the rest of America is going to get prepared for it. It's too vast of a land to do anything bad to, where the next city or the next place ain't going to have a wave. Like, hold on, man. We see this shit. It got to be with the floods, man. I see that shit coming. They testing all this shit out. Like, that's the only way I see them winning right now, is flooding us out. If black people wasn't you, have to show me proof we could escape this never endless deja vu. I don't understand that. The salute to you. You might have to break that down further. Name the largest city in the United States. To Google search. State and fire, 1800s, the Great Fire, the Field of Bank. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot of fires in America. But my opinion of it then was wars. A lot of that stuff was happening in war times. Yeah, so you see, I ain't saying it wasn't war, but when you look at a lot of American history, a lot of them places got flooded out. And I see how we submitted. Like a city get flooded out, you already have the city powerful people, like the 12 powerful people. You already know where they at. So when the city get flooded, you catch them 12 people slipping and you murder them off. Blame it on the black man that was broke back then, or blame it on the Rice's white man. And then that's the divide and conquer. And then you bring in the new person. I feel they did that in America a lot. Yeah, they came in with them floods and they already knew where the gatekeepers slept of our times back then. They just knocked them off. And in the middle of all that chaos came order. It's just a little season, 1,000-year reign. It's possible that the old world we're talking about is basically the same thing. It's interesting research. Yeah, all this new stuff, man. It's modern, bro. I don't believe in them 1800 stories and early 1900 stories. Because the United States wasn't here, bro. There was no such thing as the 50 states, the United States. It just wasn't no such thing until 1912. So everything before 1912, I just don't believe. Yeah, the old world fell in like 1912. Well, it really fell in the Civil War. You see, I'm giving Pacific times. Like, when you look at the Civil War, the old world fell in the Civil War. It failed, which means the capital, the principles had to be devastated. In history, the capital of the old world got devastated in the Civil War and the Indian Wars and the White Wars, the Black Wars, all that shit. Just America got turned upside down. And then when you look at 1912, when America got Juneau, got fucking Alaska and goddamn it, Hawaii, they did that through wars. And then when you look at them wars from 1913 to 1945, which they'll say is World War I and World War II, it looks identical to the Civil War. It looks identical. Identical. And then after the wars, they went to the Freedmen's Bank and paid all these countries with new leaders. They put the new leaders in. They gave them a whole bunch of freedmen's money and said, go pay everybody off and kill the rest of them. But it seemed like that Catholic, that universal way of thinking is dead now. Like, they had their 100-year reign. They had a good 100-year reign. Gotta say that. Fucked the whole world up in 100 years. The whole world is fucked up ever since 1913. Ever since this new banking system has arose, the whole world has went to shit. The leaders know that shit. The leaders be having left-hand men and right-hand men that they listen to. I bet you all these leaders and powerful Jews like looking at Netanyahu, Mr. Netanyahu. You're doing too much, Netanyahu. Yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, this shit just, you can tell where it's going. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, see, I don't really look at the catastrophic shit because that's how I look at it. Like they're covering up shit. Like, yeah, there was some type of banker. I think it was the banker wars in 1812. 1812. I think that's when the antebellum started in 1812, 1813. Like right there. There's some type of banker wars or wars going on over here, but just people don't like to tell history like that. But you know, it ain't shit. How did black people? Because we was called the Egyptians. That's how. The only place the story of Egypt fits to is the 1800s of the United States of America. The story of Egypt is they sent their eldest child, their first child, down the river. The story of Egypt is they left no rocks unturned. The story of Egypt is they killed off all the eldest children. Now, you can look at children through the European way and say they killed off people that was under 18. Or you can look at the story and say, well, the eldest children would be the elders, the men at war, the generals, the military police, the oldest person in your family that can go to war. You might look at the story like that, and then after the war, they came in and reconstructed history. According to Cairo, Illinois, and Memphis, Tennessee, that's adjoined with the Four Rivers. That's how black people lost their shit, lost their whole memory. And that's what they did. They made us just, we sat in stagnated water ever since 1871 to 1913. We just sat in stagnated water. The whole world was stagnated. The old world failed. And the new people in charge that was making all these new countries, they'll just like stagnate the world for a second. After the stagnation left, they came in with a new principality, talking about get down or lay down. It was the Civil World War I and World War II. It's easy to put this shit to a scenario. It ain't that hard. It ain't that motherfucking hard. Yeah, they keep talking about these earthquakes and all this shit. Yeah, I don't. When I look at when I look in from day zero until 1850, 1860, day zero, whatever day that is, I'm not gonna go back that far. I don't know when the fuck day zero was. Day one to 1850. There was waters above, which is the clouds. There was water on top of the earth, which we're on right now. And then there's aquifers and waters below. So when I look at that, I look at the world as a plumbing system. I look at the world as a house. A house has water on top in its pipes. That has the pipes upstairs. It has the pipes downstairs. Remember what you call caves and rivers. Then it has toilet bowls. Then it has sinks. And it has, them is what you call reservoirs and dams. And then it has hot water tanks and cold water tanks. Them is what you call springs and aquifers. And then a third grader can make a tornado or make a fucking little thing rain if you get the right science to it. So something catastrophic happened with our natural way of living. And then in the same time, they came up with these new inventions that go against the natural harmony. Yes, that's the only way. That's why I tell people to practice root words. Like, I'm really an atheist. People don't understand it because they've never practiced root words. Atheist is a, the, and then you put an ist on it. To get any noun in the world, in the Western language, you got to put the in front of it. Any principle in the world is a thesis. It's a the. The goes before every noun. Every noun comes from a principle. But when y'all fulfill y'all's thesis, let me make sure I say this correctly. Y'all don't understand the witchcraft and the spells and the word of God. Y'all just don't get it or don't want to get it. If you ain't went through the simple root words course, which is get on Google, get the longest list of root words and play with it for 2 weeks, your mind will never be the same. I was so proud Ad Powers did that shit, even though he tried to twist it in his own way. Fine. Bro, y'all can't get out the word Jew, though. Jude and root words. Root words, you cannot unsee root words. That's how they got us, yes, through words and making us thinking that America was this bullshit place. But it happened after World War I and World War II, which means they was willing to blow the earth up for this shit. They showed the world we're willing to blow everybody up if you motherfuckers don't put this, that these niggas has come from Africa. These hillbillies ain't motherfucking Americans. They some Russian motherfuckers. And everything we narrate in history, get down or we're going to blow you up, nigga. That's what all this shit was about. Because at the end of this shit, a new banking system came in, connected directly to the Freedmen's Bureau. The Freedmen's Bureau. And all these other countries lived happily ever after. I mean, I'm not saying I'm right, but it's easy to put these scenarios out there. So all this shit is wordplay, bro. To take you off your land and to put people from other lands in contract to take them off their land. It ain't that hard. Kermit, Donald Trump just came out. It's woven in the theater of law. Now, I don't know all the time if the theater of law is accurate. But according to the theater of law, the Freedmen Bureau, I don't give a fuck who it's connected to, built the whole world's wealth. According to Trump. Fuck Jay-Z talking about I'm spending money since 88. The world been spending our money since the 1880s. Yeah, do people understand the wealth that is every year? There's so much wealth. Every country's skyscrapers is connected. Every country that got a skyscraper is connected to the Freedmen's Bureau that's connected to Wall Street. If you got a skyscraper in your city, that comes from New World structure, because all Old World structure is so-called Spanish downtowns with cathedrals and courts, every city in the world. So if your city got a motherfucking skyscraper in it, that shit comes from the Freedmen's Bureau. And like we think that motherfucking the richest man in the world, whatever his name is, the South African, whatever the fuck is rich ass Tesla man. No, he is not wealthy. America gave him millions and billions of dollars and he paid them back. He came the fuck up off the Freedmen's Bureau. The richest man in the world know this shit. He tapped into the 1870 Freedmen's Bureau. Old money. No, white people got old money. We got ancient money, nigga. Yeah, he tapped into the ancient money of niggas. Like, are you getting what I'm saying? Like, that's how much money we worth, bro. And nobody likes to talk about it like that because I put them in the corner. Every aspect of life comes from that Freedmen's Bureau. According to the theater of law. According to the theater of history. Because the Freedmen's Bureau is the old black Wall Street, aboriginal to America, indigenous to particular cities in America. The Freedmen's Bureau is the ancient Wall Street, black Wall Street, that's aboriginal to America, that's indigenous to particular cities in America. So when we fell in the 1800s, that's when they start accumulating all of our commodities. But they did not know how to manipulate it into their own currency. And then in the early 1900s, they came out with laws. 1909 law, access tax law. 1909 law, incorporate law. And then they came out with the banks 3 years after that for our instruments. An instrument is just a piece of paper that got all your commodities that could be held on Wall Street. So the most powerful monetary system ever, Wall Street and the American dollar, comes from the Freedmen's Bureau, the Freedmen's Bank, the slave babies. See, I adore that slave name because I challenge history like Sanchez. I love challenging, like I'm a geeker for that. I'm a junkie for challenging history like Sanchez and flat power. So when I accept that word slave, I will accept it. Give it to me, baby. Pause, pause, pause. Give it to me, baby. So when I call myself a slave, their history don't fit the Freedmen's Bureau. How can slaves from Africa that are owned by some Europeans have something so wealthy we can't understand it today? How could, after we come out of slavery, the day we came out of slavery, the day the Civil War was over with, there was $1 zillion infrastructure called the Freedmen's Bureau. See, I will endorse slavery. Like, hold on, I'll put on my Sanchez glasses, my nigga. Like, hold on, man. That's why I love Sanchez, bro. Damn.